Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Yes, sir. It's Friday, baby. Excited to be here with you guys. You're listening to Captain by a Hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives. I just wanted to touch on this for a second before I get the show going. I've been wanting to do this show for about 3 years, seriously. And I don't know why, when, what, where, or how, but I started it on November 7th, 2022. And today is crazy. It was blowing my mind last night thinking about it, so I had to share with you guys how appreciative I am and how geeked I am that this is the 60th episode, 40 away from 100. It feels surreal. I got something big coming for the 100th episode in about a little over a month. I didn't do the math, but I'm sure it'll be sometime in March. The 100th episode will drop, and I will drop some things with it. However, today, on the 60th episode of Captain by a Hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives, I got my man Jaden Chandler Parnell, JCP, on the line. He will be here momentarily. We will talk a few things about the Super Bowl. He has a few specials to give out, but we're really much going to break down the game more than some bets today. Next Friday, we will give you our full slates, and I'm sure both of us will have 10 plus bets on the Super Bowl. It's the last chance to dance with the NFL this season. And then I'm going to ask my man a few questions about some college hoops, and then go ahead and give y'all my Saturday slate for college hoops and the lines that I have and I'm waiting to see. Without further ado, my man Jaden Chandler Parnell. How you doing today, man? It's a freezing Friday, I hear, up there in the Midwest.
Yes, sir. I'm doing amazing, but it is a freezing Friday. Little good old 9 feels like -5 up here in the good old Midwest. By the way, though, congrats on 60. I didn't even realize that. Kind of got blessed. I get to show up every 5 episodes because it's perfect.
Nah, I was
Perfect
thinking about
timing.
that. I was like, man, every time I have a big episode, he's going to be on it now, like 155, 65.
Hey, March 31st, too. That's March 31st is good old 100. I did the math for you real quick since you can just count by 5 easily.
Yeah, damn.
Crazy. Last day of March.
I thought it was going to be earlier than that. But yeah, 31st, man. Going to April, 101, baby. No, I'm geeked, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing on this thing, but I love it and I enjoy it. And this is what I do with my own time. Like if I didn't have the show, I'm looking up the lines every day and breaking down all this bull BS. Because at heart, I'm a sports fanatic and a sports gambler, and I don't think that's ever gonna change. It's been 13 years I've been following these lines daily. Speaking of lines. The Super Bowl is exactly 9 days away. I said exactly and then didn't give an exact answer. The Super Bowl is next week. I see you got the playoff stash finally coming in time for the last game.
Looking thick. I've had it growing in a bit. It's just like I haven't. It takes that, it's that second, third week where you get that real pop going in. Now they got that real pop. You can shows up a little bit. Got a little
Yeah.
light shined on it too today. Showed a little love. First season not in the real playoffs as a player, so gotta show the NFL some love.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Definitely. Speaking of the Super Bowl, I know next week we'll give out all of our bets. I was gonna ask you today just a few questions about the teams and the games, and I know you got a few specials you want to give out before we jump into college hoops. But I was curious to know because it feels like the Eagles have the upper hand in every statistic going into this game. However, when I really broke it down by like
Except one.
what?
But you can keep going. I was gonna say you can keep going. There's one statistic that I think that the Chiefs have a little bit better chance than that you can't find on the stat sheet.
You're gonna have to tell me that one. I'm intrigued to know that now.
No, you basically. Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you. By the way, I just
No, you
wanted to
good.
get Patrick Mahomes. That's my only.
Okay.
There's no stat that can hold him down. He is the outlier. I hate to say, basically before you continue going on, I was just gonna say he's to the point where he's almost in. I hate to say it. This game's gonna be big for it. He's almost getting to that Tom Brady territory for me when it comes to betting wise. Like I mean, they might not be covering spreads in the regular season, but when it's like go time, he's burned me a lot recently. 5 straight AFC championships too. Hard to bet against that guy.
No, I will say, I heard somebody say this and last night, and I agreed with it wholeheartedly. They said he's got some Steph Curry in him. Like he just has that Steph Curry feeling. Like even if you hate him or love him, you feel like he's gonna win for the next 5 to 10 to 8
Yeah,
years. And when you just said that, it just reminded me like he does have something special about him, man. I will say that Patrick Mahomes, ever since he came into the league, had some kind of spark with him. I was actually going to ask you about that. Which quarterback you think has the advantage, and who has the better weapons as far as receivers and running backs? Because both of these teams, man, it's hard to say which one is which. But when I really broke it down, like that's the more I lean towards the Chiefs. Like I'll take Andy Reid as a coach over your boy. I don't even know his name by heart, honestly.
like Sirianni.
I know his face. Yeah, I knew it was something like that, but I didn't want to disrespect him, man. Um, like I would take Andy Reid, but Sirianni's definitely got the Eagles
Yeah.
rocking and rolling. You on Andy Reid as well with that one?
I believe. I mean, I'll touch on the. You want to just break it down? Each of us say who we like between the players as we go. Player like not the players, but like you know what I mean. Basically, whatever that word is. The group position groups. There we go.
Yeah.
No, but basically for quarterback, like I said, I would probably get the lean to like Mahomes just a little bit, especially because too. Before I get into the coach talk, apparently, you know what? I'm gonna eat this one on the chin. Apparently, it's not a high ankle, and I think it's just a regular old sprained ankle. That something I learned basically, or just I've been hearing around is maybe they either misdiagnosed it a little bit and they just didn't want to come out and say, "Oh, it's a regular ankle sprain," because a high ankle sprain could play a little cat and mouse game. Could be either one of those two things, but Mahomes looked good enough where obviously he still hurts and bothering him. But yeah, as much as I love Jalen Hurts, he's dealing with a bit of a shoulder too that he says is still bothering him. And I mean, he's still throwing darts basically, but Mahomes just has been into the big game before. This is his third, I want to say.
Yeah, you can
I
go
think this
one
is
and
third.
two or 2-1.
1-1. Yep, exactly. And I mean, experience is definitely going to help out a little bit. I don't know. After last game, just seeing how this will kind of go into like I think I like Andy Reid just a little bit more than Nick Sirianni. It's really hard to because Nick Sirianni is like for real my boy. Since he left the Colts, I'm not going to say it was him, but there feels like there's been a little edge missing from the Colts. And you
Hmm.
see what he does with the Eagles. That dude has a lot of swagger. His players love him. I consider him and Andy Reid on like almost the same pedestal. I want to say. Obviously, I think Andy Reid's a little bit better, proven a little bit more, but this is like the next guy up and coming. He's the charisma and everything. Like I said, he has that swagger to him that his team like leads into. If you see him, he's talking shit on the sideline. He's
Yeah, I
just
love that.
pumping with his teammates. You got to love to play for a guy like that. And then on the flip side, you got the burger eating Andy Reid, who is just everybody loves basically. Like I mean, it's hard not to love the guy. Honestly, like I said too, I think I would give a slight edge to Andy Reid. I think as well, just because he's been there before as well. This is Nick Sirianni's first time. Want to see how he does, but it's hard to. They've blown out people every single damn game almost for like a few weeks now. So it's like it's kind of scares me a bit because I mean I'm not saying they can't play a close game, but the Chiefs play close games all year all the time, and I feel like they have the edge at quarterback potentially. So I think with the play calling mix of Andy Reid, they can do anything. I mean he pulled out the spin a Rooney around the circle merry-go-round, whatever you want to call it, play last. I mean he has all the tricks in the bag, and he can get in that bag deep too. So. I think that overall, I think they have a slight edge with Andy Reid, but I mean, I really do enjoy Nick Sirianni, and that's no discredit to him.
No, I definitely. It's hard to discredit experience because that's pretty much what you go off of when you're evaluating these kind of coaches. But
Oh,
I was just thinking while you was talking, like, I wonder if Sirianni is blessed enough to coach as long as Andy Reid coaches, if he'll, I don't want to
I
say
hope
surpass him, but I feel like if they were both in the league in, I don't know, let's just say 13 years. I don't really know how long Andy Reid's been coaching. I know it's been longer than that, but I feel like Sirianni would be a lot closer to him, if not above him, because I feel like you just said, even his first year in the Super
maybe.
Bowl, he's right there with him. wit-wise, and just the way he gets
I mean,
those guys
this
going.
is correct you real quick. I think this is his second year, but even then, like last year, he took an Eagles team like to the playoffs. I mean, yes, they got blown out by the Bucks, but he showed some signs of what he could have done. And then this year, they went like they almost gone 15-2.
No, honestly, I remember last season. I knew Hurts and him was special. They had a game against the Saints, and I want to say they were like, I don't know. It was right before they went on their little run. Well, I think they won like 6 or 7 straight to end the season, but they were having a horrible season. But I just remember them dogging the Saints and Jalen Hurts. He just on the sideline, tongue out, just like dogging us, bro. And I was like, man,
Bro, speaking of him though, he is a guy.
yeah,
By the way, he's like a real like. By the way, when I said all this stuff, Mahomes, there's another thing where it's like I think Jalen Hurts has a chance to get up there too. He's just like the thing that I love about him is his swagger. Like you said, like he's a stone cold killer, but he'll just like do fun. Colts game, he did it this year. Do you know Blue does a little hip thrust thing. When they scored the game-winning touchdown, he looks straight Blues in the eye and does a little hip thrust thing right at him. Like he has that swagger killer in him that just like he'll
yeah.
be straight faced the whole game, but right at the end of the game, he gets a little grin and then he does his little dance or whatever. And it's just he's such a dog too, man. Like I'm excited to see where his career goes, honestly.
No, it's an exciting time in the NFL, man. It's definitely a change of eras, change of guard, passing the baton down to these young folks. It's weird to say Patrick Mahomes might be the most experienced quarterback coming in the next season.
Right?
I mean, I know they still
Especially in
gonna
the
have
AFC.
like they're still gonna have like Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr, but as far as winning goes, like it's crazy to even think like P Mahomes is top of the list right now.
Yeah, I
Um,
think with Tom Brady gone, I can't like I hate to say it, but I think it is him. That's crazy. Like 29. But not, he's not even 29. I think he's like 27 or something. It's
Nah,
stupid,
he's still
honestly.
wet behind the ears for sure, man. He still ain't even grown no facial hair yet. But
For real. You got that baby goatee.
yeah, who you think has the better weapons, man? The better guys to pass it to. I know you got
Um,
Smith and Brown on the Eagles with Sanders in the background, but I feel like the Chiefs are just so deep, man. You got Kelsey, Valdez, Scantley, Juju Smith. I feel like I'm missing a couple guys. They have so many guys, man. Hardman, Pacheco.
yeah, I'm kind of by the way, I just looked it up. I think Andy Reid's been coaching since 1999. So it's about 23 years. That's a
Sounds
long
about
time I've been
right.
alive. 99 to 2012 with the Eagles, and then he's been on the Chiefs on. So yeah, another thing I forgot to mention too, Andy Reid revenge game this upcoming. But yeah, I think I kind of want to give the edge, like overall, I would say I would give the edge to overall like position wise, I would give it to the Eagles. But I think that the Chiefs have potential more. I don't want to say more talented because it's like, but by the way, it's like comparing two teams that are up here at the top. I give the edge. I want to say to the overall to the Eagles just because I think they have more consistent, better weapons. Like they have Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, uh, who was it? AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. I mean, Zach Pascal. I watched. I mean, he's not a bigger name, but he's still pretty good. Quez Watkins, and same thing with like the Chiefs. The thing is just like they have like I don't want to say like second rate names because that's discrediting those players who are good, but they got like kind of like those guys that are just kind of, it feels like almost a hodgepodge basically. Like they have Kelsey, who I think is the number one. Obviously, he's going to be Hall of Fame tight end, easy first balloter. I think Pacheco's now their second weapon. He showed himself because he just runs so hard. He's basically like the juice of the team. And then past that, like yes, Mardos Valdez Scantling isn't bad, but I've seen him have too many big drops for like the Packers and everything. I don't usually still forget that. Juju, I think he's pretty good as well though. But I mean, he's
Yeah.
been banged up all year, so it's been hard to get him on the field. Kadarius Toney, another one of those where when he's on the field and healthy, he's good, but we can trust him to stay out there. And then past that, you go to like Justin Watson, Noah Gray. Like these aren't bad dudes, but I think Mahomes has just elevated them that much more to where I just respect the Eagles having a little bit better the weapons. That's what's crazy is like I almost think like if we go through group by group, like it's going to be a lot of Eagles talk because they have really good core pieces in like every place where like they could almost have like 18 Pro Bowl. I think 18 of their 22 starters could be Pro Bowlers.
That's
There's
crazy.
like close to all pro players. Like they legit, they just got stars everywhere.
Yeah, if you ask me, we forgot to mention Godare. I just wanted to throw him out there.
Oh yeah, and Goddard. Like
Goddard.
see,
Yeah, that
like they have
was a
so many
beast.
weapons.
Yeah. It's crazy because I would have said Andy Reid coach, and I would have said Chiefs for the skill level guys. But I would have gave the
Mainly
edge.
Kelsey, though. I would say Kelsey is a big reason why I think they do have a little like they're even like in that competition. Kelsey's play is just that immaculate.
Nah, yeah, you got a point. You definitely got a point. At the O line and the D line, I feel like the Eagles do have the advantage, and I feel like that's the one thing that does worry me coming into this game. It's just how the O line dominated the 49ers even before the quarterback injury. That game, Eagles dominated that line of scrimmage all game long.
Yeah, I basically agree with you. I think that it's pretty much as I do love I think the Chiefs have a better offensive line than they did against the Bucs Super Bowl, and I think their D line is improved yet again. It's just the Eagles are 2 times out. They almost broke the NFL sack record this year defensively. Offensively,
I know. I'm glad they
Jason
did.
Kelsey and
I
Lane
don't know
Johnson.
why.
Yeah, who holds it? You know, is it the
Nah,
Saints? I'm guessing.
no, I don't. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a. The Eagles are like one of those teams for me on the fringe of hating, but I don't hate them.
I
Like I don't hate them at all. But like I don't want to
Is it
wish
because of the
them
Johns?
any
Because of the
success.
Johns, is it because of those Philadelphia Johns? Is it because of those fans, or is it
I really
actually
don't even know. It's just like it's crazy because I made a lot of money off Nick Foles in the Super Bowl that year, only off of friends that just was riding Tom Brady. I took
Man.
bets at that Super Bowl just like I didn't even believe in it, but everybody was talking about Tom Brady. I'm like, bro, I bet you, I take the Eagles right now, bro, 150 or 200. I took clean the whole shop out next check we got paid, but I didn't believe in it. If that makes sense, I'm a
Oh
better
yeah,
bro. If people want to bet, I'll take a bet. But
no,
I
that
don't know
was awesome
why.
though.
I don't know why I hate the Eagles, man. I am a Giants fan second, so that could be part of it.
Oh, that would probably a little bit of rivalry.
But I don't know. I'm just glad they didn't get the sack record. I was thinking that all season that they was gonna get it.
But yeah, no, basically, no, they go back, bring it back a little bit. Yeah, they legit are like really good. Like, I mean, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Hassan Reddick, and then they have Old Man Linval Joseph and Old Man Dominican too. I mean, they just have amazing depth right there. And like I was saying for the offensive line, they have the best offensive line in football. There's no question this year. Jason Kelsey, legit, I think he potentially might go down as the best center of all time. I'm not going to get in that discussion because I don't know a line play like that, but for what this dude can do for he might be like for sure like one of the most athletic like centers. I think he's like 6 foot, and there's like a play of him like literally tossing a 330-pound person with one arm, and just the way his leverage works and how he works everything out. He's completely insane. They got a tackle playing with a torn groin basically that's like struggling to move almost it seems like, but he's just playing absolutely his heart out, and he's tougher than I'll ever be because geez, that's probably miserable. But
They got
like I think I want to say the Chiefs have potential holes. Like I think their tackles aren't as good overall, like compared to like the rest, like the best NFL tackles in the NFL. But I mean, I don't know. I just think like it's just hard because like the Eagles' offensive line is so good and the like defensive line just that good. It's almost like a no competition. And the Chiefs have like good fronts on both sides.
yeah. There is one other player. I don't know his name. But I heard somebody on the radio talking about Chris Jones gonna line up across from him.
Mm.
He has a hyperextended elbow or something like that. He's gonna put a brace on
Oh,
and play
probably like
through.
I want to say it's like Malata. I think it's either the guard that's Malata or it's the other tackle. I do remember seeing that injury.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know though, man. That's my biggest fear in this game. I want to root for the Chiefs, but I feel like Pete Mahomes with the ankle injury and this defensive line is going to be a problem. And on the other end, I don't think Hurts is going to have to deal with that same kind of problem of having people in his face all day. And as you know more than I know, that's what a football game is, won and lost. Is right there on that line.
I don't know though. I will admit, I think the Chiefs can definitely get enough pressure. It just depends. Like, it's just like one is gonna be the protection. If the biggest thing is they're gonna have to probably force the Eagles to protect six, and have a running back in there. But it's just like, how are they gonna get the pressure by sending pressure, or can they get it with the front four? That's gonna basically be the whole question. Because Chris Jones, Frank Clark, like they got guys that can get back there, but it's just gonna be can they get back there consistently? Like I don't think Chris Jones. I think Chris Jones is probably gonna get easily doubled all game. And then like it's gonna be on rookies like George Karlaftis. Like when he comes in, can he make an impact? Because like this is probably gonna be one of the biggest game of his life if he can like because he comes in like enough to where like he can potentially be a starter. Like if he does like yeah like he's gonna people like that are gonna have to take over like their backups like Colin Sanders I want to say is his last name. It's the big 99 for the Chiefs. Like when he comes in, he's gonna have to like dominate. Like if there's for the Chiefs to win, there that defensive line is gonna take every rep as serious as it's ever been before.
Yeah, part of me does believe that Andy Reid will at least give Patrick Mahomes one or two checkdowns on every play just in case, so he's not out there running for his life. Just get the ball out to Pacheco on the side. I think Andy Reid can scheme an offense around the pressure.
Oh yeah,
I don't know, man. I've been going back and forth on this game since this is probably the closest game. Like this might be the one Super Bowl I can remember my whole life where like I didn't 100% believe in one team. Not that I've
I think
been
it
right
might
every
be. Yeah.
time, but every time I've had one team where I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going for this team. This is who I'm
The
betting.
line
This.
keeps moving too. Like it was at one, I think like 126 or 114. It was at plus 100 when I did my show yesterday. Now it's already back up to 102. Like so, a lot of people really like the Eagles this game. It's seeming like, but I mean, I don't know. It's just like I said before. Mahomes is in that territory where it's like, do I bet against him? 'Cause it's like, do I just want to be annoyed? I mean, even if I win, like even with it's like the Bengals game. Even if I won that Bengals game, like he stressed me out to where I didn't even like. If I won, it's just like.
Whew.
Thank the Lord it's over. Like, I believe it's not even like enjoyment anymore. Like, when you get to that level, man, yeah, it's just scary to watch him play.
Now that is the one part that does make me, because I want to. I think I don't know if I told you, but I wanted to bet the Eagles first quarter, Eagles first half, and then bet the Chiefs money line. But
I think you did.
my biggest fear, man, is that's all I'm hearing. No matter who I talk to, it's like Patrick Mahomes is special, but the Eagles will dominate every other aspect of this game probably. And so it's like the more I
Yeah,
think about it and the more I talk about it, it's like the Eagles are gonna win this game by 10 plus. Is what it feels like.
the biggest thing is they have to stay close because the Eagles are a team where they'll throw it, they throw it till they get the lead, and the second they get the lead, they start leaning on you with that run game. And the Chiefs let it get away early, then the Eagles are just going to control the clock, and it's just going to be probably a game over because that's where they're at their best. They can keep it close though and make the Eagles like have to honor playing like real offense and like not being able to just like pound them on the ground and get like 4 or 5 a carry, then I think that we have a real shot. Like it's really going to be literally the Chiefs have to keep it close. Like their defense has to force three sometimes, and the O just can't like have terrible drives where it's three now instantly when the defense in terrible spots.
Yeah, man. Lucky for me, there's a whole another week I can break this game down
For
and
real.
look for props and stuff that I like to bet. Before we move on to some college hoops talks, real quick, I know you have a couple specials you wanted to give out today, and then next Friday we can give out our full slate of bets.
Oh yeah, just basically I'm gonna give out. I would like to give out the specials now, so then that way we can just focus solely on the game. So then you take sprinkle these specials potentially today, since I know majority a lot of people got paid, and then you don't even think about them until after the Super Bowl, and you look, it's like, oh wow, that hit. For example, the very first one, I've been saying it might probably gonna be lock of the century. It's both Kelsey brothers to score a touchdown. No, the odds are just so stupid on that, and it's just such a storyline. Like, honestly, I gotta take it for the fun. Like, you're telling me for plus like 1,500 or whatever, like it's like 150. It's like basically 20 to win like $3,000. Like, it's something out of here so stupid, but like it's for the memes and for the storylines. Like, we gotta take it. But no, basically like the specials I like. It's there's Pacheco to have 50 yards rushing receiving, and then have the one receiving or rushing touchdown. It's like plus 330. I want to say that one is. I really enjoy that one. I think that is out of all these ones I'm going to give out, that's going to be like probably the most realistic one. Is like his over under for his line for rushing alone is at close to almost 50. So I think it's going to be another big check down game for him, like it was last game. Then there's another one where it's like Pacheco's, Mahomes, McKinnon each to have 100 rushing yards plus 100. Don't feel too good about that one because of the Eagles defense, but that's just one I saw. And then basically, past that, I'm gonna give out the non QB passing touchdown or the O lineman touchdown, because if the Kelsey Bro one hits, you got to take the offensive lineman touchdown because that's just bigger odds. But no, and then like in all realistic, the ones I really do like is the Pacheco 50 yards
Yeah.
rushing receiving with the touchdown, and then I also like potentially a non QB pass touchdown because I just feel like that Andy Reid, like you said, he's gonna get in his bag that game and have some weird play calling play where he gets somebody out somewhere and then maybe does like a trick pass, because I want to say the Chiefs have like 2 or 3 players on their. Could be totally wrong on their like skill position that like can throw a football like pretty well. So the non QB pass touchdown is definitely in play, and the odds are like juiced. I think like plus 2,000. So do a
Nah,
small sprinkle. That could be a fun little.
I definitely think both teams are hot for a special halfback pass or something crazy like that. Only because I feel like Philadelphia. I don't know, man. I feel like it's some weird thing where they're gonna try and do the Philly special play again, and then I
Something
do,
that I could see it.
like you said, Andy Reid. I could definitely see him doing a halfback toss at some point in this game, or a wide receiver screen to a pass. Um,
I would love it.
Honestly, man, I love the Pacheco bet. I'm gonna ride that with you, but there's
I think that's
no,
my favorite one I saw. Yeah, the rest of those though, those are just literally like, hey, especially
there's
that Kelsey one, like legit. That's it's Super Bowl baby. We having fun. Just have some fun with some little sprinkles.
I might put $1 on it just to say I bet it, but I would never bet that in my life, man. When's the last time a center has ever scored a touchdown in the National Football League?
Actually, Kelsey scored one a few weeks ago because they did the QB sneak play and Hurts fumbled it, and the ball's right next to him.
I
That's the
did,
only reason I'm thinking of it.
I did think about that, like, but they gotta like the odds of that happening again a month later.
I know.
But I did think, I didn't know that that just happened, but I thought, man, they might not have to pass it to him. What if he just recovers a fumble or something? But I didn't know he just did
That's
that.
what. Yeah.
That
He
makes me
literally. I
think.
think I gotta find the game, but I'm dead serious. Like I remember just seeing that, and that's why this like these odds like it's just sitting there. It's like, man, bro, I'm gonna have to take that just to be stupid.
The gambler in me wants to take it, but the man in me is like, bro, there's no way in the world that that hits at
Right.
all, man.
Especially because they're giving it out just because like they're just like, hey, just give us some
First,
free money. Come on, come on.
yeah, that's one of the bets that the books are like, please bet this, bet it hard too.
Yeah, it's 100 and or it's 15,000 are the odds for it. And then for any oh wait, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say for the non QB pass, yeah, it's about 2,000 ish. Yeah, hey, for 15,000 odds, you never know.
I can't do it, man. I'm probably gonna have 12 to 15 bets on this game, but that's not gonna be one of them. And then I'm gonna feel bad when it hits and the whole world is rejoicing, and I'm on Twitter looking stupid. But before I let you go,
I
man,
don't know.
I wanted to jump into some college hoops talk, man. It's February now, so March is right around the corner. Every time I turn the corner, I see it coming. I know you're locally out there in the Midwest. I wanted to get your thoughts on this Purdue team this season. They're looking special. I'm wondering if you think Purdue is ending the season with one loss. Um, not the tournaments, just the end of the regular season, the last 8, 9 games. If they're gonna win out,
Yeah, basically, I'm gonna just pull up the schedule real quick because I don't remember. We are at. Oh, I mean, it's gonna be tough. The rest of the schedule. I mean, they got like Iowa, Northwestern, Maryland, Ohio State, Indiana again, Wisconsin, and Illinois. By the way, I just want to get something out there. But I used to always be. This is gonna sound stupid, but I used to love doing. When I was a kid, I would always go out there and like when I would shoot around, I'd pretend like oh, I'm playing at this college and that college. I used to always love dreaming of like the matchups where it's like, hey, let's get. I wish Purdue would like play Indiana 2 times a year, like games like that. I wish they would play more games like that twice a year. That'd be so fun. So I used to always like make up my own schedules, like do that and have fun with it. Now just to see that they actually are doing it because they play Indiana twice now, and I think that's going to be probably the team that gets them. I think the way this Purdue team has been playing, like legit, I'm just impressed. Like it's like they might not cover every game, but it's just like the guards have been. This is the first year in like my lifetime a while where they don't have a guard like Carson Edwards or I can't even like think of other guards that are just easily could drop like Jaden Ivey. Like guards could easily drop like 30, 40 for them and like carry the teams where they don't have to play through the center. This is the first time in a while where they've like playing through the center and it just helps the team out overall. And it also helps that Edie's just like 7'8", like 200 pounds of just pure muscle, man. It's ridiculous. But honestly, I think they potentially could finish with like one loss. But the big issue is going to be like, can they be in? They play in Indiana on Saturday, which I will touch on that a bit later too. That I'm really excited for that. But past that, I mean, I don't know who's going to beat them. Honestly, like maybe Iowa, but
No
Maybe
chance.
Ohio State, but
No
maybe
chance.
Illinois at the end of the season. But
Maybe.
I think it really comes down to this. Basically, Illinois maybe at the end of the season if Purdue wants to take a game off or whatever, and can they beat big bad big red Indiana?
I'm gonna be honest with you, just a rebuttal to what you just said. This is college hoops. They don't take games off in college hoops, man. This ain't the NFL. Also, Illinois, I think, is the best chance to beat them at the end of the season, and they could lose by 40. I don't think Illinois has like a real chance. I just think they have the best chance. Indiana too could probably get one, but if they don't beat them at home this Saturday, I don't know, man. Part of me thinks this Purdue team is about to go into the Big Ten tournament with one loss, and
You really could. I just
they just dominate, man. They played. I don't know, man. They dominate. I'm mad now. I'm mad that they lost to Rutgers because I wish they still was clean right now, undefeated. We haven't had an undefeated team in college hoops in so long. Even though I bet Rutgers that night, both on the spread and the money line.
that's a Purdue thing though. Purdue has to always blow. Purdue. That's the thing though with Purdue is they always like just blow randomly games like that. But I don't want to say this team feels a little bit different because I watched so many Purdue teams just get taken down by like Oral Roberts type teams, like attorneys, or just getting like that Little Rock or Little Rock one like a few years ago and stuff like that. But I mean, like this team does feel like the first team in a while where they're like truly well rounded everywhere and they're getting good play out of everywhere. So I mean, Painter might just have the squad to do it, honestly.
Nah, I can see this team losing in the first and second round of the tournament, and it'd be hilarious. However, I do every week that goes by, I believe in the Purdue Boilermakers just a little bit more. Um, there's a couple other teams that's heating up right now. I was wondering which teams out of this little group you think people have to watch out for that could potentially make a deep run into the tournament or through the tournament. You have teams like Florida, Kentucky, Creighton, North Carolina, USC, Illinois, and Baylor, who some of them are a little better than others, but I feel like all of these teams are
Oh yeah.
heating up right now and getting things rolling in the right direction.
The three I like that basically is UNC, Creighton, and USC. Those are the three that have just popped up to me from that list right away. Mainly just because UNC, like you said, it almost feels like every year. Now, I don't know if it's. I don't remember that much of it with. I think Roy was their coach, right? I can't think of his last name. I don't know why.
Williams.
Roy Williams, yeah. But when he was coaching, like they usually like they started off the years a little bit better, but they always got hot like towards the end of seasons. And it feels like with the younger coach, he's having a little bit more of a rough stretch at the beginning, but he's slowly like building and doing a little bit better. I think that they mainly just because, especially because that center they have that's down there that just eats up rebounds. I think that they have like probably one of the best chance. Our boy Baycott, because like you said, free throws and rebounding is what basically wins games, and he holds teams to one shot very often when he's on the court, and that's like huge for especially for a UNC team that was struggling at first. Is they were able to stay in games because they weren't giving up the extra shots. So I think they have a realistic good shot if they can get like everyone going and everything. I know they have really good guard play too, and when it goes along with that, with Creighton and the Big East, Creighton, sorry, excuse me, Creighton, them in the Big East, they basically been they've been just beating my bets basically. So that's just me as the better, just watching them just win every game. I think they. No, sorry, that was Xavier that played Providence and just won by an OT. But they've been playing a lot of closer games too. And then when I bet against like the team to win, they blow out teams as well. They've been shocking me with oh well they've made I think Ryan Kalkbrenner's back. I think that's the dude's last name. I don't want to butcher it, but somewhere close to that. He missed a few games with I think like a sickness or something. They had a 3-game slide, and then ever since he's been back, they've just been lights out. So it's just really fun to watch them. And then for USC, yeah, I basically just have it solely on the fact that that UCLA game. I watched them score 57 points in a half, and that's all I need to see basically. After seeing that, like if they can do that in one half and play that good of defense in just like a few games in a row,
Against
they can beat anybody.
Against one of the best defensive teams, to my opinion, in the country. I think UCLA is a top 5, top 7
Embarrass them.
defensive team. Nah, the Pac-12 is really shaking up right now, man. It's really shaking up. The top 6 teams, I feel like all have a chance to dance. Oregon took a bad loss last night to Arizona, but before that, I thought Oregon was heating up as well. But for USC to beat UCLA, yeah, that did prove something to me. If they could play like that consistently, I can definitely see this team sneaking into the tournament. Yeah, and also, man, Creighton, they was the favorite to win the Big East before the season. They came out the first 2.5 months kind of slow, man, kind of off, but they're getting to team that you could see why people thought they was gonna win the Big
They were
East.
the favorite. I
Yeah,
forgot they were favorite, honestly. So yeah, I mean that basically adds my point even more. Like now, they're finally healthy, getting everything going, and now they're showing why they were the favorites.
yeah, they were the favorites by I don't want to say a long shot,
Yeah,
but they were a favorite by a long shot, pretty much. Yeah, they were like, yeah, I think negative 200 or something, and everybody else was like plus 300 or better. Yeah, I got some nice prices on some. I got three Big East teams, so I just really need anybody but Creighton to win the Big East. But I got Marquette, Providence, and Xavier all at like
damn.
plus 800, plus 2,000. So I'm
I don't
just
think that's not close, is it? Right now, because of Creighton now, or is it a stressor?
nah. I don't think Creighton's. I think they're getting back together, but I don't think they have
Oh,
a
you
chance to
said
win the Big
you had
East.
Xavier, Marquette, and Providence, right?
Yeah,
Oh, those are the top three. You're chilling right now. You got
yeah. Oh, Creighton is
oh
right there at 8-3 though.
yeah, that was just they still aren't. That's not that bad though, but
Uh-uh.
at least you got 70, looking like a 75% chance with the field right now.
No,
Field
I ain't gonna
versus
lie.
Creighton.
I'm pretty geeked. I got Xavier at plus 800. I think Marquette at plus. I got one of these Marquette or Providence. One's at like plus 1,200 and one's at plus 2,000. I don't remember which one. I had to look at my best slip. But nah, I just been rooting for all three of them teams pretty much.
I mean, hey, the field versus Creighton, basically.
Yeah, that's what I did early in the season. Even though Creighton, like I said, they won five in a row. They heating up. Marquette's won four in a row. Uh, I don't know, man. This Big East and this Pac-12, like both of these conferences are becoming the most intriguing conferences this season to me, especially with the Big 12 and the ACC kind of taking a step back, and the Big 10 just being dominated by one team for the first time in close to a decade that I can remember with Purdue's.
Yeah, this is great. That's great. This Purdue run's absolutely great. That's why it doesn't feel like too real to me almost. Is because like usually there's always that one time where Purdue is just like absolutely sells a game or something, plays awful. But they're winning every game. Like Penn State game, usually that's a game where Purdue somehow either loses it or they barely win by 3. They beat them by 20, I think. So it's
Yeah,
like, hey, it's like wow, that is
yeah,
shocking.
yeah, man. Michigan State, the first time they played, I think it was a 1 or 2 point game, and so the next time they played, I came back like, oh yeah, Michigan State knows they gonna get them this time because they know how to get them. Lost by like
I
even
remember
worse.
that combo.
Yeah,
That was funny back and forth.
yeah, bruh. Michigan State's my squad in the Big East, but bleep them. No, I'm playing. Before I really let you get out of here, I don't know if there's three games or three bets, whether you're looking to bet or just excited to watch this Saturday in the college hoop slate. And now that college basketball is taking a forefront in the sports world for at least the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, I have 3 games I for sure like. I just want to double check to make sure there's like no. I think there's only 3 SFA versus Grand Canyon, baby. No, I'm just playing. I just had to shout it out because I did see it while I was scrolling. But no, I
GCU,
did the
baby.
3 I do, the 3 I do like though. One of them being they're all ranked matchups, so it should be really fun. I like first one. Obviously, I said it a little bit before. Purdue IU. That's just the biggest. That's the biggest rivalry in Indiana, and they're always like really good games. Last year, it came down to my boy I went to high school with, Rob Finney. Last year, he I think I don't remember if it was the game winner or not, but it was a game winner. I just don't know if that's time expired.
Yeah,
But he basically beat Purdue last year, and it's just anytime, and I think it was the first time like
that's
IU's
awesome.
done that in a while. So it's just stuff like that's great, like crazy. It was really cool to watch, even though I like at Purdue. I think in that game it was just like at least it's my guy. But these Purdue IU games are always like it feels like even if they aren't close as of recent, like even if Purdue's been winning, it's just like they're always going to be like intense games. So, like it's at least you're always going to get the best from both squads usually, even if it comes to blowout.
The crowd's a
Another
little more
one,
amped
this
up.
is just yeah, I think this is versus number one and it's number 1 and number 5 in the ACC. It's Miami Clemson. This is just more of a game I'm interested in to see. Like, I think I'm just off the bat don't know what the lines are. By the way, I'm probably going to take Purdue just because I haven't been able to bet Purdue much this year, and I'm assuming they're going to get a low line for one, so I'm going to enjoy that one. This one I'm probably going to bet Clemson at home. They just lost to a booty Boston College, and I don't want to say they're booty, but that
They
was
booty.
disappointing.
They booty.
they ain't that good. But Miami, this is a really good, interesting game for Clemson. This is just like my gauge on like the ACC, basically. That's what I'm using this game as, because I wanted to on Clemson, but I'm not 100% sure if I should. And I think I have one already. I can't remember. If not, I wanted to take one, but that's just the fact that they like I said, they just lost to a booty Boston College team. They basically lost to whoever it was a few games ago. They beat by one. It was like 2 games ago. I remember. It's like they should have not won that game, and I'm just like, I don't know how I just won this bet, but
The fact
thank
that
you.
they let
But
Florida State stay in that game.
that's what, bro. Don't even get me started. I'm sitting here, and they won the game. I'm like,
I
oh
had
well, okay, that was the lucky and one.
I had one on the hook on that game, man. No, I can't wait to
Yep,
bet
same
Miami.
here.
I'm betting Miami hard tomorrow against
That's what
Clemson.
I don't know what I'm going to take in that game just yet. I'm just interested to see like is Clemson, because this is basically though for the game where I see like, all right, Clemson, this is your test. Can you hang with a true ACC team, and do you deserve this? Because they lose this game, I think it's just going to end up becoming free fall for them at this point. Because I think they've had like, even though they haven't lost a lot of games as of late, they've been playing a lot of like closer games than they should. And like Florida State, they beat by 1. That shouldn't happen. That was just after they, and then the Virginia Tech was like a 1-point game. They lose to Wake Forest by 10. They lose to Boston College by like 8. Like it's just stuff like they just scare me basically with how much I should trust them.
They're on thin ice with heavy boots, man.
Basically, I mean, and then the last game, just this is another one of those games where it's like I want to see. It's a Big 12 matchup: 8 Kansas versus 13 Iowa State. I'm just interested to see basically like I said, same with the ACC. I want to see how the Big 12 standings go. I think I like Kansas in this game straight up without looking, just because I like the way they played against Kentucky. And if that team shows up a lot more often, then I think that potentially Kansas could go on a deep turning run. But I'm just scared because this Kansas team, probably one of the more worst ones they've had in the past few years, just because they don't. I mean, Wilson's a guy; he's been playing good for them, but they just don't got that like superstar name or that super deep like roster. Basically, they just have a bunch of good guys, not a lot of great guys.
Yeah. I will say 2 things about that game. I think Kansas is on an upward trend right now where they're about to turn into the Kansas that we've been waiting for and start winning by 12 to 15 again on the regular. And I think Iowa State, it's about time for them to fall the heck off.
Oh, that's why I looked at that. I totally forgot. My bad to interrupt, bro. They lost to Texas Tech. I knew there was a reason I wanted to bet against Iowa State. That was that OT game where I go to bed, wake up, like, bro, how do you blow
Oh
that?
yeah. Like this week, I thought they was up by like 15. I literally went to bed thinking I had money in the bank. That was Monday. Yeah, Iowa
Dude,
State
for real,
minus 1.5.
that's what made me. That's why I said like I agree with you though exactly with Iowa State. Like this is going to be a big game for them to like. If they don't stop the bleeding, it's going to get bad here soon.
Now the way Kansas looked against Kentucky, like you said, and then they turned around and blew out Kansas State. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like 8-12, but it just felt like a blowout. I think Kansas is back rolling. I definitely have Kansas. I would take them in that game as well. On the 3 games you mentioned, I'm gonna be on Kansas. I'm gonna be on Miami, and if the spread on Indiana Purdue is under 4, I'm gonna take Purdue. If it's over 4, I'm gonna take Indiana. Uh, just because I do think it's gonna be a rivalry, last second 1 point per game. Maybe. Well, I guess I don't know. I like Purdue minus like 3.5, but anything over that, I'm taking Indiana with the plus points.
I can easily see Purdue winning by like beating them by 15-20 because they've been known to do it before. But it's just it's just something about going to Bloomington. I just got to give the home team a little bit of credit, even though they lost to a booty Maryland. But we aren't gonna talk about that game, you know.
Before I let you
Because
go,
I use hot, remember?
oh my God, they pissed me
No.
off that same night. I think I forgot who I took them against this week.
I think it was Maryland because
Yeah,
that was
they
like
put up
few nights
55
ago.
points, man. How you lose to Maryland by 11, only scoring 55? You're supposed to be dominating.
Disgusting.
But UNC or Duke, just off the top of your head, no breakdown.
Baycott, Duke, or sorry, UNC.
No,
I think I
got
like
you
UNC.
nervous.
Duke hasn't been that good, have they, this year? Not from like they've just been like average, I would say. Not like average compared to Duke standards. I'll say that. It's not saying they're bad, but
Yeah,
I just like where UNC's going.
yeah, the coach been getting a lot of flack, but I mean it's his first year. He'll figure it out, I think.
And it's hard to follow behind that guy that he had in front of him. Kind of hard to follow
Yeah.
that guy when the way he's seen, with the USA basketball, and
I
yeah,
mean,
you're
yes,
gonna get a lot of flack, honestly.
it's Coach K, man, the most marketable coach in college basketball history. I ain't gonna lie to you. No matter what if Duke's undefeated, if Duke's trash, if UNC is 1-20, no matter what, every year in this game since I could remember, I bet UNC. If they're -12, if they're +12, it don't matter. I'm UNC or whatever. I'm riding
Bacot at
UNC
least getting 15 rebounds too. Saying off the top of my head, not even looking. He's gonna have at least I want to say he has a 15-15 game if he's healthy.
easily. That's just normal, man. Duke. That is one thing about Duke. They're not the most talented, but they do have like five guys that's like 6'11", 7'1", but they're not the most skilled guys. Some of them are freshmen that barely play, but they're long, man. They just don't have the everything together. I think next season they'll be a lot better if some of these guys stay. But man,
Oh, he's gonna get a year of experience under the belt.
yeah. Thank you so much, man, for coming by. I appreciate it every week when you come by, sit here and talk some sports with me on.
Wait, we did forget one thing real quick though. The Pro Bowl's going on.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm playing, bro.
I will watch
Man,
golf before I watch the Pro Bowl this weekend.
I just tell you, just to say how bad it was though. That was so funny. I was playing. I was doing a little gaming with my friend last night, and and I got a notification like Derek Carr drops an absolute dime in the Pro Bowl. It's like, oh my god, they have the skill competition games on. Like, ain't nobody watching that.
No, they was playing dodgeball or some shit. I heard. I don't know. I was busy as heck last night. Ended up passing out on the couch watching Houston, not cover, but I didn't see
Yeah,
it. I
that.
fell asleep in the first half. I fell
Yep,
asleep.
I woke up to that. Sad.
Wichita State was up 19-12, I think, when I went to sleep. I woke up, SportsCenter was on or something. I was like, who the fuck is talking? Like, I don't know. You know when you wake up just mad, just disconfronted?
Oh yeah.
Somebody was talking about the Denver Nuggets, and I was like, bro, who is this? Like, I never heard this voice before. What am I watching, though? Like, what was I watching? Like, everything was just like,
Angry.
let me go to
Hey,
bed.
I won't lie
man.
though. I do got that. I do have something I do want to share. I do have a Denver Nuggets NBA Finals winners future that
I love it.
looking decent so far. That boy Jokic. I want to just give him his props. That dude is balling right now.
No, he's definitely one
I
of
think
my
last
favorite
night he dropped.
players.
I just wanted to shout him out because I just want to do before we go real quick just to shout him out. I just wanted he went insane last night. I just want to read it. He went 22, 16, 14. This is stuff he's doing as a center. It's pretty awesome to see. It's awesome to watch a big man play like that because I'll be honest, I don't like watching NBA basketball that much, but kind of watching him is like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I will say that. As much as I bash the NBA, I love watching the Nuggets. I love watching the Knicks. They're my team, of course. But honestly, I haven't watched the Knicks game since Melo left until this season with Brunson. Um, I just couldn't do it. I just
The
couldn't do
boy
it.
Melo.
It wasn't even that he left. It was just when he left, it was like the same time that they just was putting out the worst lineup I've ever
Terrible.
seen an
Yep.
NBA team put out. And I'm like, bro, I'm not watching Jose Calderon or whatever his name is run point guard for the New York Knicks.
Yeah,
But I do
Jose
love,
Calderon and Bargnani.
yeah, I'm not watching that, bro. I do love the
Bro,
Nuggets
they
though.
did have a booty shot.
Nuggets are my favorite team out the West, man. I like the Suns too, but Nuggets are definitely Nuggets and Blazers. I'll say that both those are two teams I enjoy watching.
If I could give out one more future before I go, no idea what the odds are. I kind of like a Nuggets Warriors finals if that ended today. That's just
What
something I've been looking at.
Western
I don't know
Conference?
what that is. Western Conference. So like, I don't know if you can do. I don't know if you can do that just yet, but if you could like still find a way to do it, I think that's going to be a Warriors Nuggets finals in the West. I just feel like all the roads are leading there.
I wonder if you could bet like individually, like both of those teams to make it to the Western Conference Finals. Because yeah, I don't think they're doing exact matchups just yet, just because of the seeding hasn't been out. Because they might play in the first
Yeah.
round. But I think if you
Yeah,
could
that.
bet each of them singly and they both make it,
I know the Nuggets are 350 to win the conference right now, so I think you definitely could both. You could definitely bet both. Yeah, they're. Yeah, I'll do that since we're already talking about it real quick.
I feel like
Yeah, they're 350. What were you saying?
no, go ahead.
No, I'm still trying to find it. They're 350. Warriors are 370. So there's the two favorites.
That's
I'm
the
not
that's to
giving
win
out
the
anything.
West.
But Yeah, it says conference winners. Yep. So I believe that's just the West.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a crazy. Actually, after March Madness, I do get into NBA basketball as much as I talk down on it. Y'all gonna see me on this show giving out a lot of NBA bets for those last month of the season and into playoffs. My favorite thing to bet is the last week of the season overs, just because nobody gives a hot ham anymore.
Yep.
And then
They're just trying to get through the games.
first half overs. I love that the last 2 weeks of the season, and then once playoffs starts, you just switch back and over to betting unders, like a mofo. Um,
Oh yeah. By the way, before I do go though, I just want to share it. So basically, the conference, for the Western Conference, it's Nuggets at 350, Warriors 370, Grizzlies at 440, Clippers at 600, Phoenix Suns at 800, and then the floor just falls out basically after there. And you got like Lakers 2800 all the way down there, and yeah, Houston Rockets at like 490,000, stuff like that basically.
that's crazy, man. I meant to talk NBA futures. I didn't think to even ask you about that. I have NBA futures written down on my paper, but I never got to it this week with all the other stuff that I enjoy even more.
Eh,
But yeah,
that's
we could
nothing.
definitely start getting into some NBA futures talk.
Yeah, if you, I don't mind. I mean, that's basically. I don't have much of them, but I was just looking at a few.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, man. Thank you. A wonderful time. My man Jaden Chandler Parnell. Follow him on Twitter at Jaden95Chandler. Also, make sure you subscribe and check out his YouTube. He has one or two podcasts. He does two or three a week on the JC Pod. Amazing content on there as well as amazing content every time he comes on here. Thank you, man, for coming.
Of course, no problem. Hey, can't wait for the big 6-5 next week when we get to do some Super Bowl talk. That's going to be a lot of fun. But thank
Yes,
you everyone for
sir.
letting me have on. I'm about to hop back in the foxhole and go down to the depths and find some plus 1,500,000 Super Bowl specials are going to hit. So hopefully everyone has a great weekend. Thank you again for having me on, and can't wait for next week for real. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes, sir. Nah, I'm enjoying it, man. 7 days from now, me and my man Jaden Chandler Parnell will break down the Super Bowl. Before I get out of here, let me go ahead and give y'all my Saturday's slate of college basketball. Every week, some weeks I forget, some weeks I don't forget. I forgot to write down the teams again. So this will take a little longer than usual. However, it shouldn't take me that long. I could start at the bottom, from the bottom all the way to the top. Uh, That'll throw y'all off if I start at the bottom. Oh well. St. Mary's taking on Gonzaga. This is honestly the game I'm looking forward to the most this Saturday, even though there is some games on this Saturday slate. Give me St. Mary's -1 at home to beat the big bad Bulldogs. Give me St. Mary's to win this game by 2. Um, Moving on to the Pac-12. Give me USC, who's taking on Washington at home. Give me USC -4. The Trojans, man, they're heating up. They are getting hot. I'm looking forward to seeing them win this game by 10 or more. Give me USC -4. Now, this game in the SEC, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be one of the most underrated games of this Saturday slate. Florida heating up, taking on Kentucky, who is also finding their groove. And everything in me wants to bet Florida in this game. However, the number I have is Tucky -3.5. I think Kentucky gets it done. Florida's big man is heating up and getting hot, but I think Tshiebwe is too much of a monster for him to handle on both ends. Give me Kentucky -3.5. And then moving over to the Big East, you have Creighton taking on Villanova. Creighton, who I think is about to go on a mean. They've already won 5 in a row. I think this stretch gets to 9 or 10 in a row before they lose one. Give me Creighton -5.5, taking on the Villanova Wildcats, I believe. Back to the Pac-12, you have the mighty Bruins of UCLA. Give me UCLA -9.5, taking on Washington State. UCLA needs to get their groove back. I think this is a great spot for them to win this game by 20. Give me UCLA -9.5. And then, as I just alluded to, no matter what's going on in the world, when North Carolina plays Duke, I bet North Carolina. Shout out to my moms. I do it for her. North Carolina, whatever the number is, taking on Duke, plus or minus. Give me North Carolina in that game. Back to the Big East. Big East basketball and Pac-12 basketball is some of my favorite basketball right now. Even though I'm usually a Big Ten ACC guy, give me Xavier minus 7.5. Yes, 7.5, taking on St. John's, who I love Mike Anderson. I love the St. John's team. They just, I don't know why, but they're not getting it done the last 3 weeks. Give me Xavier to win this game in blowout fashion. Now, the biggest rivalry in Indiana, as Jaden Chandler Parnell mentioned. Give me Indiana plus 7 is the number I have. 7.5. No, 7. Give me Indiana plus 7. I think they might not even get this big, though. As I said earlier, this is one of those games where it's like it's hard to really give out a number. If it's at 2.5, 3.5, I'm taking Purdue. If it's at 5, 7, 8, I'm taking Indiana. I think this game stays close. Give me Indiana plus 7. That's the number that my card gives me. And then Illinois taking on Iowa in the Big Ten. Give me, I skipped this Miami game. But Illinois, Iowa, give me the over. 145.5. I will take it up to 146.5. Give me this game to get into the 150s or at least close. Give me 148, 149, over 145.5 on Illinois and Iowa. I think these teams are going to just try and run each other to death, and both teams will get into the 70s, 80s. I think whoever wins this game gets into the 80s. Loser probably gets over 75. And then Miami taking on Clemson. This is going to be a great ACC matchup in the afternoon. I am on Miami on the road minus 2.5. Miami minus 2.5. Clemson, Jaden illustrated it beautifully. Last 4 games, barely won 2 games against lesser opponents and then lost 2 against lesser opponents. I think this is where the ship really falls and they go down sinking. Give me Miami to win this game in convincing fashion. I think the number will be around 2.5. Give me Miami minus 2.5. If you can get them at plus, even better. Illinois and Iowa, I just went over that. Lord have mercy. Back to the Big East. Marquette is taking on Marquette taking on Butler. Give me Marquette minus 8.5. I think this is another blowout. Give me Marquette to keep rolling. Marquette minus 8.5 taking on Butler. Auburn and Tennessee is playing the game. I'm going to stay away from it. Don't trust either of these teams. I think I would lean Tennessee at home, but I don't trust either one of these teams, man. I really don't. So I'm just going to stay away from that one. Where am I at? North Carolina State. Give me North Carolina State minus 6 taking on Georgia Tech. North Carolina State is one of the most under-the-radar teams this season, having a fabulous ACC season. Give me North Carolina State over Georgia Tech minus 6. Back to the Big 12. Texas Tech on the road taking on Baylor. Give me Baylor. To me, one of the hottest teams in the nation. Give me Baylor minus 7.5 hosting Texas Tech. And then back to the Big East. Maybe I should do this like by conferences, but I just go by time slots. Right now I'm going backwards on the time slots. Anyway, give me UConn, baby, minus 14 on the road against Georgetown, which means fade Georgetown. Give me UConn minus 14, winning this game by 20 or more. Kansas taking on Iowa State. Give me Kansas, slight favorites on the road. Kansas minus 2.5. I think they win this game by 7 or more. Heck, they might even blow this Iowa State team out. Kansas is back on track. That was weird. Back on track. Virginia minus 4.5 on the road taking on Virginia Tech. Give me Virginia minus 4.5. Still get chills every time I read this name. Virginia minus 4.5. Arizona taking on Oregon State at home in Tucson. Give me Arizona minus 14 and a hook. Now, the last two games I have is my Orangemen, the Syracuse. Give me Orange on the road minus 3, taking on Boston College. Give me Orange on the road minus 3. And then Alabama coming down here to the big raggedy Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Give me Alabama minus 14, taking on LSU, who does not have a chance against this Alabama team. Might be my favorite bet of the day is Alabama minus 14. However, there are some great games, intriguing matchups. I guess I have time, if my voice doesn't give out on me, to read this over one more again, a little quicker for the people who don't know how to rewind on YouTube. Or maybe I just do it for myself because you remember you used to leave a voicemail and you had to repeat the number to be polite because the first time you're reading it, they looking for pen and paper, and so you got to read it twice. That's how I'm trained. So, Bama minus 14, Orange minus 3, Arizona minus 14 in the hook, Virginia minus 4.5, Kansas minus 2 in the hook, UConn minus 14, Baylor minus 7.5, North Carolina State minus 6, Marquette minus 8.5, Illinois, Iowa over 145.5, Miami minus 2.5, Indiana plus 7, Xavier minus 7.5, North Carolina, whatever the number is, UCLA minus 9.5, Creighton minus 5.5, Kentucky minus 3.5, USC minus 4, and St. Mary's minus 1. If Gonzaga beats this team by 20, I'm going to be mad. I ain't going to lie to you. Captain by a Hook, Friday show, 60th episode, hour long, always coming at you Friday with the expertise from my man Jaden Chandler Parnell. This has been Captain by a Hook with the Redbeard Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives. Remember, people, take all wagers at your own risk, and please, please gamble responsibly.